What up guys, Calvin here. Today we're gonna be looking at teachers, what secrets you wanna tell your students, okay? Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let's get this video to maybe 20 likes, that would be amazing. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, CalvinLee1995. Link will be in the description below. And yeah, let's get right in with the show. When you think you are being genius by getting me to talk about random things at the beginning of class instead of teaching, I am really allowing it to happen because I don't have enough plan to cover a full class. That's hilarious. I never thought that teacher doesn't have enough plans, so she just go on to random topics. My favorite high school teacher, he taught history, confessed that on the last day of my senior year that he always started class by talking about something completely random because he knew none of us were ready to pay attention right when class was supposed to start. Had no idea. It was a really good strategy that made the transition into the lesson a lot less jarring. I knew you were cheating, so I gave you a test with the answers in different orders for the rest of the semester. You clearly weren't very bright to figure it out, and yes, I am that spiteful. It was easier than reporting the cheating. That teacher, he is a savage right there. No crap, not high school, but in nursing school, one of my classmates purchased the test keys, made it to the third trimester of the program, and come to find out, the professor for that part of our program made his own exams. Do drop out after a week. Hey, nursing school is hard, okay? You gotta be ready to study, and study. You can't just cheat through your nursing school, okay? I encourage my worst kids as much or more than my favorites because I don't want them to come back to my class next year. That is the truth, okay? You cannot lie, it is the truth. Some class clowns, okay, they are just big headed for the teacher, okay? They just won't shut their mouth. They just keep on talking the whole period. And it's very difficult, they make the day very miserable. That we have much better hearing than you assume. We just choose our battles as it pertains to inappropriate comments, and sometimes I pretend not to see that thing you did just because I too found it humorous. And speaking to you about it will only result in me cracking up. So the teacher saw someone did something very, very bad, but it's funny. So the teacher just didn't want to comment about it because it's funny. When you are funny, you can get away with a lot of stuff. I actually teach middle school rather than high school, but I will play. I love them a whole bunch. I do actually tell them this. That's not the thing. But god dang, every single middle schooler is an a-hole. Like even the best ones, they are all a-holes. You can't help it at the age. Part of the process of being a good middle school teacher is accepting the a-holeness or figuring out ways to work with it. Don't worry guys, your peers and you will stop being a-holes soon. Most of you anyway. Also, all the things you think your parents and teachers didn't know about it, we do. We have done it all. We just prefer not to think about you doing it because you are much too young. Yes, the teachers know all your secrets, okay? A few off the top of my head. Just because I like you as a person doesn't mean that I won't fail you. Being smart isn't a justification for being lazy, and I can't pass someone that never hands in work. I move you away from your friend because they were taking you down with them. You have a real future in sports, but you need to pass my class to play them. Your friends were making you fail, and if you doesn't get to play volleyball, I don't know what kind of future you have in front of you. I wish that the positivity that you get in my class could follow you home. I met your parents and they are a nightmare. I do my best to encourage you here because I know that someday that just might not be enough. I have never and will never find a student intimidating. That is why I laugh at you when you ask me if I knew who your father was. Yeah, he is the manager of a car dealership. That means nothing to nobody. I had a kid throw a desk at me, and while it scared me in the moment, it did make me fear him. One day you will meet someone who has real power, and I just wish that I could be there to see it. So you got a volleyball player that just got an attitude problem, okay? And she thinks she is the real deal in the class. Wait till someone who have a power over you, okay? it's not gonna be a pretty picture. One of the most valuable lessons I can teach you is to fake looking busy. If we are supposed to be working on an assignment or reading it or whatever, and you see me coming your way, at least have a piece of paper on your desk and a pen in your hand and dust some crap on your paper, and then I won't bother you. If you have nothing going on and can't even be bothered to make it look like you are trying, I am heading your way. This lesson will be invaluable with eventual bosses someday. Yeah, when your boss come over, just try to look busy instead of being on your phone. It'll save you a lot of trouble, okay? It might save your job because you might get fired if you just sit there and do nothing all day at your job, you know? That I lied to you when I said I was 40. I was actually only 21 and I was only a couple of years older than you. I seen you at the club and I seen you partying. Furthermore, I have run into you in public way more than you realize, but half the time I run away. The other half the time you catch me before I can. Also, when I was at the mall, the guy you pointed to and asked me if he was my boyfriend was just a random Tinder date I just met. He was definitely not my boyfriend. Man, it's awkward when you met your teacher and she is on a Tinder date, you know? You just don't know what to say, you know, the awkward situation is just, I just want to run away. To my freshmen, yes, I always know you when you didn't do my math because you stay up late playing Fortnite. You added me as a friend on Epic, so I see that. Also, the amount of homework not done in lower grades when new battle passes come out is so coincidental. To a specific freshman, I support your desire to become a streamer. Fortnite, man, if you become a streamer and be a Fortnite player, you can make like millions of dollars. Like Ninja, you know, most popular Fortnite player. I don't know if there is an exact quote I use, but I wish I could let my students show how dumb they look sometimes and how they need to relax and stop taking themselves so seriously. I also frequently find myself wishing I could rack a kid's clothes hairstyle that they obviously put away too much time and money into, but these thoughts only cross my mind when they are being a-holes. That is the unprofessional pretty stuff I say. I could think of something much more wise, but it is my lunch break and I'm Friday and my brain is fried from trying to keep these a-holes together a week before finals. Yeah, you know, when final comes, everybody gotta study hard, and then after final, it is Christmas break. Yes, I put you in the group with the kids you have a crush on intentionally. I stuck here with you 180 days a year. I want to see some drama. Ooh, that teacher likes some drama, like that gossip, The odds of you using some piece of knowledge from high school is near absolute, and you have no idea what it's going to be and when it will happen. So you may as well try at all of it. The biggest thing you are going to learn is how to learn. That is some very, very deep quote. Well, the most memorable thing a teacher said to me, I'm really glad she said it to my face. I really like you as a person, but I hate you as a student. My French teacher told me this when I was in high school, during this period where I was really depressed and on the verge of flunking out. Having her be so honest with me and pointing out that I was wasting my potential made me want to do better, and eventually I did. Good for you, okay? Just work hard. You at least gotta get a high school diploma to find jobs, you know? I am no longer a teacher, but I remember several days that I felt lazy and wanted to give the class the days off. I never did because I knew the teacher pet would rat me out. Sometimes even the teacher don't like the teacher's pet. Sort of late to this party, but I often want to tell my students to enjoy themselves more and worry less. And I guess I do tell them that pretty often. But what I really wish I could communicate is that it is perfectly natural to break the rules and be a little more reckless at their age. This would be pretty irresponsible of me to tell them as kids need their teacher to be role model of good impulses, not bad impulses. But sometimes I want kids today seems very frightened of the future and don't want to take the chances, especially when it comes to having fun. I don't blame them based on the environments they are raised in. Also, if they have an A+ in my class, they'll make a low F on the finals and I still wind up with an A-. That is a good teacher. The teacher is telling them, you are still young. Don't worry about the adult stuff, okay? Just enjoy your childhood, okay? I tell my kids that their stupid decision to stay out on the weekdays and not do any homework will probably lead them to doing the same thing their parents do and living the same life. All my kids are incredibly low income. Also, their forced helplessness is not their fault, but I wish I could tell them to recognize it and do something about it. Lastly, please, for the love of God, do the freaking reading. It is not hard. I specifically. Hey, if you don't know what to do, try to make YouTube videos, okay? It at least bring you some income. I teach middle school, not high school, but for me, it is that I know crap sucks at home. I see it every day when you come into my class. I see that the tears you are hiding, the pain behind that class clown smile, the emotional frugality behind your tough guy personality. I know exactly what it's like to come from a broken home. I wish I could do something, but until you come to me, all I can do is try and let you know with a look, a smile, a subtle turn of phrase that I'm always there for you when you need an ear or a shoulder. Yeah, some students, they have a broken family, very low income, or their parents are divorced and their parents might be abusing them, but they still gotta go to school and get that diploma, get that education. I teach middle school in Taiwan. My students are 60% ESL, 30% intermediate English proficiency, and 10% native fluency. Only have 42 students, so this summer is pretty on the money. I want to tell them this: I am not an idiot. When you are ridiculing me in Chinese, I pick up phrases and I know which one you are using. Don't act surprised when I give you a detention for calling me 笨蛋, which is dumb in Chinese, okay? Or 白痴, which is idiot. 白痴. For those of you who don't know, I can read Chinese and speak it fluently, so it's pretty easy for me to read it and translate it. I teach special needs 11 through 14-year-old, and I tell them that growing up is going to be hard for them, and not everyone is going to be understanding or patient as the staff at our school, and they need to learn to reel it in sometimes. I also tell them how precious and wonderful they are, even when they drive me mad asking the same question over and over. They might not have the same advantages as other children, but their gifts are just as legitimate as any other child's. Some of them might not know how to flush a toilet, but they sure can draw a perfect replica of the Death Star. Some can't remember their own birthday, but they smile every morning and say how happy they are to see us, and it's just lovely. I don't care if you get high, either take some edibles so we don't smell it, and don't do it when you are in the actual building, and don't do too much so it's obvious due to how incompetent you are acting. I get it, you have anxiety. I wish you had a better coping mechanism instead of weed, but I'm glad you are doing something rather than avoiding school. Just please don't give me a reason to send you to the nurse or the dean. Learn some practical skills. We all have to at some point. When you get depressed or sad, what do you do to cope that depression? Usually I just take a shower and watch a movie. That's the best way. It's harmless and it's very, very cheap. I really don't want them to know that I still live with my mom. Some of my students already moved out of their parents' place. I lost all sense of authority if they knew. No, you won't. Just let them know who is the boss in the class, okay? It's nothing wrong living with your parents, okay? It saves you money and saves you from doing chores, I tell my second grade that I can tell if they are lying by reading their tongue. I catch a couple kids in some flat out lies at the beginning of the year, and then they buy into it. Eventually, the liars refuse to stick their tongues out, and my initial lie does the work for me. That is hilarious. I let my students slide with attendance despite having a strict policy on my syllabus. I know crap come out and they are adults. They can get the material from a classmate, and I post all my slides online anyway. Edit, this comment blew up way more than I thought it would. I just want to clarify some things. I am relaxed about attendance, but not to the point where I let my students walk all over me. I am not going to take points off if they miss a couple classes over the course of the semester. If they habitually miss it, will hurt their participation grade, and it will hurt their assignment grade because they are missing important information. But a professor getting mad that a student misses a couple classes due to unforeseen circumstance is bull. Also, in my university, and honestly every university I've been to, the professor has full control over their attendance policy and what they consider excused. For example, I let my senior miss a class to go visit a grad school or med or law school, or to go on a job interview. Some of my colleagues don't consider consider that an excused absence. That professor, he sounds awesome and understand that adults, man, we just have a lot of stuff going on, and he just, be very lenient and understand human race. I am a teacher myself, but just about everyone has said what I said. Instead, I will teach you about Mr. Hampton, the health and PE teacher of my 8th grade year. Mr. Hampton was a tough old black man with a ridiculously Dickensian accent, who only ever wore light tracksuits and was covered in burn scars. Of course, the burn scars were the first thing everyone ever talked about, and so the story was well known. He had rescued some family member from a house fire and the back of his shirt caught fire. Already, this weary old dude has established himself as a tough old cat. He never really made us do anything, dog. He'd take rolls, bring out a basket full of rubber balls, and let us play around for a good long while. Hell, it's half the time my cousin and I will ditch into the girls' bathroom for the majority of the period. We all get herded into the wrestling room, where Mr. Hampton has set out a bunch of different, only vaguely related posters about hygiene on the roadway cardboard. We pass in, and he absolutely reeks of weed, like he must have dipped into his car and smoked a blunt. As soon as we all seated, the show begins. Mr. Hampton points to the poster of various vermin, cockroaches, rats, mice, ants, and yelling at top volume, "D.E. Quichas!" Class, confused and surprised noises. Mr. Hampton, "D. asleep." What the heck is he talking about? I am so confused. Let's keep reading. Class, trying to desperately to purge this. The creature are asleep. What is going on? Mr. Hampton, but if you leave DE food in your locker, D awake. Class, silence. Mr. Hampton, I knew a fool boy. He left the burrito in the car locker, and at that Quichas, D was there, and they fly into his fool boy mouth always open, yapping. Class, goggle eyes stares. Mr. Hampton, any now D stink. You know what? D stink. You gotta wash yourself. Take the shower. You don't know just door detergent, the spray. You put it on the stink, and then the stink eat it, and it gets stronger. What the heck? I was so confused. Is that Chinese or something? And then he told us to all get up and go outside, and that he would bring the ball basket out. There you have it, the entirety of 8th grade hygiene class at my school. Okay, so he was trying to explain about something about brushing your teeth. If you don't, the bugs are about to eat your teeth out, I guess. That's my best comprehension. At the beginning of each course, I had to memorize a lot of names in a very short period of time. Usually I do this by making notes next to each name in my attendance list. Some of said notes could probably get me fired if anyone find out. Recent examples include Asian Pit Stains and Stinky Drew Carey. If someone or something doesn't remind me that I assigned homework, I probably won't remember at least half of the time. Used to be a Cal 1's teaching assistant. This really smart kid keep coming up to the TA season because he really obviously had a crush on a girl, who will also show up too after hours. They would both be the only two people in the session. When they needed homework help, I asked them to solve the problem together and come to me if they had any questions, while I pretend to catch up on work but actually play GTA on my laptop. Sometimes I overheard them talking and getting to know each other. It was cute. He sure did make my life a heck of a lot easier. So the teacher knows that these two lovebirds have something going on, okay? So he just let them be. Do not disturb the romance. Alright guys, this is about the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification, and also make sure to follow me on Instagram, KelvinLee1995. Link will be in the description below, and make sure to check out other videos in this channel. And yeah, my name is Kelvin, and I'll see you guys next video.